that's why it's important to have discernment.
Yep.
That's why it's important to have discernment. Because, for example, Jesus, in the Gospels, when Elizabeth was pregnant with John the Baptist and Mary was pregnant with Jesus, the John the Baptist leaped inside of Elizabeth's stomach. Why? Because what was on the inside of her confirmed that it was the same spirit. It was the same God. So same thing. When I go around certain people, what's on the inside of me should be able to confirm, because of discernment, it should be able to confirm if we're dealing with the same spirit.
That's right.
And I get that from Mary and Elizabeth, because John the Baptist leaped because he knew that was the Savior on the inside of her.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's nasty.
But that's also why y'all got to pray for y'all spirit of discernment,
Yes,
which is, from my view, lacking real bad. Just of people around our age, like, it's like spirit of discernment. You know what I think? Like, if it had a natural version, what it would be? What? Common sense.
That's true. Common sense,
because it's some things like spiritually that we see and we take for granted our spirit of discernment because you feel like, you know, you're supposed to have that. But some people really, they just don't see it. And you since, you know, ours is so strong, you would be like, oh, you think that's like common sense.
Well,
but some people's spirit is just very weak.
Well, it's because you have to, in order to have discernment, you have to be able to stay near the flame. You have to be able to stay in the presence. If you're not standing in the presence, you're not gonna have discernment. I said something. I said God's character never changed, but what He does is different. He comes in different ways. His approach may be different, but His character is the same. If you don't stay near the flame, you won't be able to tell what's God and what isn't God, because the way God came in the last season, if you saw that same thing being done this season, you'd be like, that's God. But what if God isn't in that?
Right.
Which is why Moses hit the rock. That wasn't God.
Right. But what came out of the rock is exactly what God said would. But the way He did it was of God.
And you have to, and that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So if you're not in the presence of God consistently, you're not going to be able to discern what's God. Because the way He comes is very different. So because we're consistently in the presence, we're able to discern, all right, that is God. But that's how you can tell. That's how you can tell if a lot of people are in the presence of God or not. Because like their discernment is just off. Like we go into a room and you feel something like, how don't you feel that this room we just walked in is very demonic?
Right.
How are you calling yourself a Christian but you're still doing crystals? How are you calling yourself a Christian but you're still spraying sage?
Because a lot of people don't see the issue with it.
They're right. Not realizing that they've allowed demons
and spirits, bro. So
we're everywhere.
But this is real. Yeah. This is real. So witchcraft is real. Warlocks, they're real. Wizards, all that stuff is real. As a Christian, and I'm gonna say this. Sheesh. I gotta remember.
Episode on witchcraft coming. Let's leave them on a cliffhanger, bro.
Yeah, it was okay.